A simple tutorial on how to download an Agape Connect project and set it up in Web Matrix and get your whole development environment working. In this example, we're going to look specifically at downloading the French development environment so we can help those guys get along. So first of all, we need to download all of the files out of the Subversion repository. There's two ways we can do that. If you've got Visual Studio installed with Visual SVN, you can simply go to the Visual SVN menu and select Get Solution from Subversion. You then enter the the location of it, select where you want it to save to, and go through all of the instructions. In this example, I'm going to show you how to do it without using Visual SVN because you may not have purchased that. So in Explorer, just bring up a folder with a location where you want this working copy to be saved to. You right click and you select SVN checkout. You then look at check that you've got the information of the repository correct. You will need to log in if you haven't already. And when you've got all of the rest of the information correct, click OK. This could take a long time, and in the case of a full Agape Connect repository, could even take up to an hour or so. So don't be surprised if it takes a lot of time. I've already downloaded this, so I'm going to cancel this. I have it saved already to a location. And this is our repository right here. So the next thing we need to do is to set up the database that corresponds with this database, with this project. So go to Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, and you'll need to get hold of the a backup of the database that corresponds with this. We usually put that in a Dropbox folder. So right-click on Databases. We go to Restore Database. To database, and it's helpful at this point if you use the same database name that is stored in the web.config connection string. So if you look in the root of your project, there's a web.config file. Look at the connection strings and you'll find a database specifically named there. And if you use the same name, you won't need to change any of your connection strings. We need to select from device, and we select a location. We have to add a new location, and I've saved it to a local folder, and we just need to select that location now. So once you've set that up, go ahead and hit OK. And we can see we've created the entire database. The next thing we need to do is set up Web Matrix, so that we can set up the new website, connected to the website, connected to the database, and everything should be running. So from Web Matrix, as you load it up, you need to select Site from Folder. Then select the folder where you checked out the files out of the repository. Great. It's saying everything has started successfully. We just need to check a few details. First of all, if you click on Site on this left-hand menu and then go down to Settings, you can see that it's given it a location localhost, and then it's specified a port number. It's very important that the port number here matches that which is stored within the database. With a .NET Nuke portal, it matters what the URL is because it maps each URL to a specific portal. So in the case of the French development environment, if we open up the database and look at the table portal aliases, and we're going to look at the values in that table. Here we go. We can see that the correct port number for this website is 967. So let's go ahead back to here, and we can see actually it has already got the correct port number because I'd already set this up earlier. Also check that the .NET framework is .NET 4 integrated. That will also help. And at this point, the website should work. We can test this by clicking back on the top folder here and click the URL. This will open up a browser and show your website, and you can see we have the website running. To access any of the advanced features of this, you probably need to log in as host, and the only way you can do this is to use a backdoor. If you go to the root of your website and select caslogin.aspx !mode equals host, this loads the login page in a slightly different version. So instead of redirecting to GCX, it shows the login page in a way where we can log in using .NET Nuke's built-in authentication method. I won't give the password details for this over the video, but you should know this if you have access to the module. But you can use this page to log in. So we type in host, and we can log in using the password that you should know. The reason the site's taking a little time is this is the first time it has run. .NET uses a compile as you need system, so that every time you load a new page, if it hasn't been compiled before, it will compile it now. So now you can see we've got access to all of the advanced features and our site is up and running. Now you probably want to know where your source code is. The only way you can open up your source code, you can't do it in the normal method where you go to Visual Studio and open it. You have to do it from Web Matrix. So in Web Matrix, select Files, and you can see a Launch Visual Studio button on the ribbon. If you click that, it will open up Visual Studio and it will load your project, and from here you can access all of the files of your project. Here we go, and a whirlwind tour of the files in the directory. The files you're most interested are stored in desktop modules. I put all of the central Agape Connect modules in that folder, and each of the countries have their own folders for their own development. Now, most of these modules connect to databases or central classes. If you go to App Code, you can find a list of all of these central classes listed there. For the most part, that's where the interesting files are stored. If you're looking at skins and designs and templates, they tend to be stored under Portals, Default, and this is where all of the skins are stored for all of the websites. And containers, which are like skins for modules, are also stored there. Any of the individual files stored for each portal are stored here. We only have one portal, portal 0, but we could have portal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if we were running multiple portals. So that's it. Hopefully that'll get you started. It can be a little bit pernickety when you're setting up a development environment for the first time, but hopefully this will show that it is possible to do and isn't too complicated. Thank you.